everybody, and welcome to another Facebook Live for Dirt Dog Sports. I mean, this is your amigo of always, Arnold Santiago, and we got another one. We got a good one for you. This is going to help a lot of people. It's going to help the parents. It's going to help the kids. It's going to hurt the girls at the softball. It's going to hurt the coaches. It's going to help everyone. So we have one that we really hope you enjoy. So let's go ahead and say welcome to the man, the boss, Don Connors, to our studio right here. Hi, Don.
Hey, how we doing? What's up, Arnold?
We're doing great. I mean, we got another one. I mean, I think we could already have a little birthday for us. I mean, we've been doing this now almost, 2 months? 3 months?
At least,
so
yeah.
We're doing something that we really enjoy. We're getting a lot of good feedbacks and all that from parents and kids, and they're enjoying this. And, of course, we're completely happy and thrilled that we've been out there doing a few practice done. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's good to get the kids back out, getting them inside, dirt dogs too, obviously with this rain, doing our social distancing, etc. Trying to keep everyone safe and healthy. That way we can at least keep the momentum going and get into the season. So, yeah.
And of course, make sure that everybody keep up with Dirt Dog Sports, all the social media and the emails and all that stuff. Make sure you keep up in touch because Donnie, every time something is going on, for an update, he's ready there to let you guys know. And I think, Donnie, right now, that's the most important thing for the parents too, just to make sure that you keep up with what's going on because, we don't work for the government. They change things every second, every minute. And Donnie's going to keep up with you guys with that.
Yeah, a few changes came down today. We'll try and kind of get our arms around all of them. Obviously, July 6th, this coming Monday, will be a big day for everyone too. Hopefully everything moves forward and we can start playing scrimmages and start our actual softball tournaments and baseball games. So here's hoping,
There you go, man. There you go. Hey, we got a good one for everybody. I mean, like I was telling everybody here, we got a guy today, a special guest that has done a lot for the baseball, for the sport of the baseball, especially in Puerto Rico. But he's been out there too in the United States. He's been doing a lot of things, and I think it's gonna help everybody. Donnie and Dirt Dog, we already know a lot about Edwin because we have been in Puerto Rico and we met him in Puerto Rico a few times with you guys. So Donnie, I think this is very exciting today.
Yeah, no. Once again, just very impressed with him the first time we met down in Puerto Rico at the Puerto Rican Baseball Academy. Once again, he took our team to the side, showed them around the facility, sat down, great conversation, answered questions. So, definitely one of those great baseball minds that, we're honored to have. And, once again, if you can learn one thing, 2 things, 3 things, even better, but, get one thing out of it. It's, makes you a better coach going forward or a parent or a player
or a broadcaster here.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get something out of it. All right, Alex, who we got, my man? New Orleans.
Sends a fly ball to center field. And Puerto Rico has taken down the two-time defending WBC champs.
Oh, there you go. Edwin Rodriguez is our special guest for today. Edwin, welcome to the Facebook Live Dirt Dog Sports.
Welcome. Oh, thank you. That's a nice intro there. So thank you, Alex. Thank you, Arnold. Dunn. Pleasure. Good to see you again.
Yeah, no, that was quite the intro. Actually, it's funny that the one thing that did jump out was family. Just seeing the pictures of the family and how important that is around the game in general.
I know what you're gonna say about the Yankee hat and Yankee.
That was the only bad thing of that video. That video would be great without Yankee thing, but
yeah, he's with Don Zimmer though.
Don Zimmer.
There you go. There's a Boston connection, so he's good.
That we're talking about that, Edwin. First of all, of course, Edwin is from Ponce, Puerto Rico.
Right.
Some of you guys at Dirt Dog Sports remember Ponce, Puerto Rico, because you guys went and played in Juanadillas. If you talk to my dad is going to say, well, Juanadilla is the door for Ponce. So, that's why I said. But that's how it is. But it's in that south side of the island. So that's where Edwin come from. Edwin, first of all, when was the year that you signed professional?
Well, it was 1980 that I signed professional baseball. I was on my second year of college. I was 20 years old. I was into the civil engineering in Mayagüez.
Oh, you see, he was a school guy. He was college guy. I mean, because everybody think that we're from Puerto Rico. Everybody signed when we were like in high school or something. That's not how it is, guys. That's not how it is. Of course, Edwin was still in those years to let all the kids know and the parents. He's still in those years that we didn't have to be in the MLB draft. You were able to sign as a free agent. Pretty much, you could sign whenever you wanted. Pretty much at that time. So he's from that area. Now we have to be in the MLB draft, and I know some of the kids always ask me, why do we have to be in the draft and all that? Well, that's something they decided starting in 1989. So Puerto Rico has to be there. So that's why you're gonna every time we bring somebody from the old school, every time they're but they weren't drafted. No, they signed as a free agent. Edwin, you made it to the big league 2 years later. All of a sudden with the Yankees. At that time, it was only the fourth Puerto Rican to ever play with the Yankees at that time. Otoniel Vélez, Santos Alomar, Senior, Luis Tita Arroyo, and then you became the fourth guy. How was that experience making it to the big league, especially with the Yankees? I know we're Red Sox fans, but he made it with the Yankees. They still have a big name to try to make it there.
Right. Well, yes, it was a great experience. That year, like I said, I signed in 1980. In 1982, that year I started playing what they call low A, not even high A. It was low A. I played there for 3 months. Then they called me up to AA for 2 weeks. And then they called Willie Randolph got hurt. So then they needed a second baseman. So that's what they called me up to the big league. So I got my chance that way. Yeah.
Donnie, I don't know, man. I just don't like the Yankees. So Donnie,
I'm just wondering, maybe, did Willie Randolph get hurt in a fight against the Red Sox, maybe?
I don't know. At that point, I didn't care. You get me there, man.
I mean, but that was that had to be kind of tough experience at the moment, because all of a sudden, like you said, you were low A. You weren't expecting at all. You're probably expecting, if I get to double it, that'll be great. I mean, that would be perfect. But you get that call, even if it's just to, like you said, somebody got hurt. We need somebody for the person that gets that call. I'm going to the big league. Nobody's going to take this away from me. But how tough it was that? Because you were only 21 years old.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard. Like I say, I finished in AA. Then that Sunday, it was a Monday that they called me. On Sunday, they sent me back to Puerto Rico. Because the season was over. And then I was planning a week later, I was planning to go what they call instructional league a week later. But that Monday, it was the day after I got back to Puerto Rico. They called home, and my mom answered. And she called me and said, "Hey, Edwin, there's somebody speaking English here." So I don't know. I got the phone, and he said, "Yeah, hello, who is this?" And I said, "Yeah, Bill Lipsy." Bill Lipsy was the director of the minor leagues, and he was the one with the news. The good thing, or the funny thing, maybe it's funny now, but he started telling me, Bill Lipsy, he said, "Yeah, Edwin, we're gonna call you up to the big leagues. So tomorrow you're flying to Cleveland." And then I had a friend, a very good friend, for years. We came up together. His name was the third baseman, Mike Pagliarulo, the third baseman. And he mimicked Bill Lipsy voice. I mean, it was a joke. I mean, for years. So when I heard that, Edwin, this is Bill Lipsy. You're going up to the big league tomorrow. I go, yeah. Mike, go, yourself. And then I hang up. And then 5 minutes later, I got the call again. I was there. He said, and then Bill Lipsy said, "Edwin, please don't hang up. This is Bill Lipsy for sure." And I was like, "There you go, man." So they called me up. I said, "Come up to the big leagues." So on Tuesday, I flew to Cleveland. The Yankees were playing in Cleveland, and I went straight from the airport to Cleveland, to the stadium. Yeah.
Wow, that's a great story.
And I got there. It was 5 o'clock. I went from the airport to the stadium. It was 5 o'clock. Everybody was outside taking BP. The clubhouse was empty. So I look around. Nobody was there. I saw the lineup for the day. I saw Rodriguez leading off. Rodriguez. And I went like, wow, you know what? I don't think there's other Rodriguez there. So that might be me. So yeah, sure. I was leading off that day. Wow, so it was a good experience. Yeah.
Wow, that's I mean, Donnie, we always tell all these stories, and people, even the kids, are like, "Oh, come on, yeah, you guys have come up with stories. You, Alex, Donnie, you guys just come up with stories." And anyway, I always tell, even when we get all the other guys here, even major league guys that we have here active right now, people really think that you make it to the big league, they call you up, and there's gonna be a limo waiting for you there, and all this stuff, and you're just gonna, I mean, because once you're a veteran. And you set up, and you got big contract, then you got agents. They'll be able to help you with all that stuff. But once they give you that call, that you have to get to the airport. There's your ticket. Pick it up. Get there. Get a taxi. Now you could get an Uber, I guess. But back then, you get a taxi. Hopefully, you make it on time to the game. And Edwin wasn't leading off without even knowing yet what signs they were using.
No chance. Yeah, you just make sure when they call play ball, you're the first one going up. So there you go. So just get there. He's like, all right.
All right, Edwin. When you step to the plate, because this is before we start asking the other question. I think this is one that I would like to know too, and all the kids.
Right.
When you step to the plate and you hear that name, now batting, Edwin Rodriguez. I mean, how that moment feel, especially in it's the same thing in Fenway Park, maybe because the old tradition of the team. But how's that feel? Yankee Stadium, a guy from Ponce, Puerto Rico, hearing that name, now batting, Edwin Rodriguez.
It is crazy. I mean, as a matter of fact, you don't hear a name. There's a lot of things going on through your mind. Well, I was leading off that day, right? So the first one to greet me, it was Dave Winfield. Dave Winfield, he was 6'10". He grabbed me by the bag and pulled me up. And I was like, what the hell? I mean, I was 4 feet from the ground. And then he pulled me down and he said, hey, how you doing, rookie? He said, yeah, I'm doing fine. He said, my name is Dave Winfield. He said, yeah, I know. He said, hey, kid, you're leading off. I need 5 runs I need 5 RBIs to get to 100. So you better get on base. I went, no pressure, just get on base. Make sure you're on base. So I walk into the plate, right? And I'm thinking, I have to get on base. The guy said, I have to get on base. So I got on base, and yeah, he got 2 RBIs that day. I scored both. So nice. I did my job. I said, but it's a great experience. It's a great experience. I mean, that was 1982. I still remember like it is today.
Nice.
Go ahead, Donnie.
Yeah, no, that's a great story. I would have went up there saying, I hope to get hit by a pitch. Just get me on base.
Something, yeah.
You were hoping that Puerto Rico was a catcher to tell you what's coming on.
Yeah, really. What did you do your first at bat?
Well, yeah, you know what? He wasn't a Puerto Rican. He was an American. So I look, I say, hi, how you doing, guys? To the catcher and the umpire. So sure, my face, it was so obvious. It was my first at bat. The catcher goes, hey, kid, your first at bat? I said, yeah. It's all right. Fastball down the middle. I went like, oh, this is easy, man. So fastball down the middle. I hit a line drive over a third baseman. I mean, I was getting to second at the last second till foul. It was a foul ball. I got back. I pick up my bat. I look at the catcher again, and he say, no, kid. No, you're on your own now. There you go. But I got a base hit, though. I got a base hit.
There you go. There you go.
I wouldn't have trusted him if he said fastball. I would have expected a curve.
I
know. So Edwin, all of a sudden, I want everybody to know, Edwin became in 2010. Was Edwin
2010?
The first Puerto Rican, born and raised from Puerto Rico and everything, born and raised everything. From Puerto Rico to be a manager, be named a manager in the Major League. Pretty much what you guys got to see this year, the last few years with Alex Cora here with the Red Sox. Well, Edwin was the first one with the Florida Marlins. I mean, Edwin, I know you've been before that. They call you to do you've been in the minor league for a while as a manager, doing all this stuff. But how was that moment for you? So you could tell everybody how that felt, because I want everybody to know that we're human beings. We're human beings. Right. And of course, you already playing the big league. You'll be managing the minor for professional organizations. So people think that, well, yeah, they name you a manager, one more job. But no, tell everybody how does it feel and what you guys go through. Once you're here, you're going to be the manager, especially coming out from Puerto Rico, that back becomes a little smaller when everything comes. The whole flag and everybody, the whole island is for you because they're pulling for you.
No, it was a great experience. But then at the same time, there was a lot of responsibility on my shoulders. So it being the first one, I was after I was done playing, I went right into scouting. I was a scout for 15 years. So that I know all the kids, 6, 17, 18 years old. I was a scout to know, looking for players in Puerto Rico and South Florida, high school players, college players, and Latin America. So I was scouting pretty much the whole area for 15 years. So after that, I was a hitting coach in the minor leagues, AA coach, AA manager, big AAA manager. And then 2010, I was managing AAA team for the Florida Marlins, and they called me up that day after the game. It was a bad game in AAA. We lost about, 15-12. And then so they called me up at 2:00 in the morning and to let me know the GM, the general manager for the Marlins, and he said, hey, Edwin, We want you in the big leagues tomorrow. I was in New Orleans because we want you to manage tomorrow's game. I don't know. We don't know if you're going to manage after tomorrow, but tomorrow you're going to manage. He said. And then he asked me, "Are you okay with that?" He said, "Man, just give me 1 inning, just 1 inning." So, and then he said, "We're going to fire Freddie Gonzalez." Freddie Gonzalez was a big league manager, but he doesn't know yet. So we're going to let him know tomorrow morning. So this is 2:00 in the morning. And he says, "So please don't tell anybody, all right? Because not even Freddie Gonzalez knows."
Wow.
And he said, "All right, so not even your family, not even your wife, not even your parents, your brother, don't tell anybody." And he said, "Yeah, we clear with that?" And he said, "Hey, man, no problem. I'll see you there tomorrow." So he hung up. As soon as he hang up, come on, man. I call my wife, I call my brother, I call my mom, I call everybody, man. It was like 4:00 in the morning in Puerto Rico. Everybody jumping in the family, jumping in the bed and all that. So yeah, so I flew in at 6:00 in the morning. I flew to Baltimore. They were playing Interleague. And there was. I managed my first game, and we won that day. We won, and it was a great experience, you know. When I got there, I kind of realized, I went like, holy cow, I'm going to be the first Puerto Rican manager in the big leagues. So, you know, before I was too busy packing and making sure I get to the airport. And so you know, it was a great experience. And then after that, definitely, it was great. Not only for, it's a matter of second, my family, it was a high-speed movie. You know, my whole family, all the sacrifices and all that I went through, and then it paid off. So it was a great experience.
Wow, that's a great opportunity. Tough to pass up, but that's a tough little bee's nest here.
I know.
Yeah, don't tell Freddie. Don't tell nobody.
No, man, come on. Trust me, man. I got it.
Hey, if I don't tell my wife, as soon as I hang up, I'm in trouble, man.
There's going to be no manager tomorrow if I don't tell my wife.
Why are you going there?
Yeah.
So it's not easy, but it was great. And being from Puerto Rico, being a Puerto Rican, of course, for us, it was just joy to know that finally, because we've seen a manager once in one game or two games, but never have one that, you know, that be named the manager of a team, and it was great. And then you even got to go to Puerto Rico and manage there because the Marlins went to play in Puerto Rico, and that was a big thing too in the island. And whether people believe it or not, there's a lot of people that got involved with baseball, coaching and all that stuff.
Right.
Just because Edwin Rodriguez got a shot. Hey, it doesn't have to be like I'm gonna be the next manager in the big league, but at least I think I could be a coach somewhere and help and put you know, the name of the island with baseball somewhere. So it was pretty special for all of us. You got to manage a lot. Well, let me just mention it here. You got to manage a guy that right now it's a big thing in New York, Giancarlo Stanton. You got to manage him in the minor leagues, and you got to manage him in the big league. How tough was for you as a coach, especially in the minors, that the main idea is to develop the players? I mean, you know, you win, but the first idea is just, you know, we have to develop these kids and get them ready for the next step. And then see him in the big leagues and deal with him in the big league, because it was a big prospect that people thought from the beginning he could beat somebody, he could be a superstar, but you had it way before anybody could see him in the big leagues. What can you tell us about the process that you have with him in the minor leagues and then with him in the big league? Because I'm pretty sure it was a totally different player that you got in the minor compared to when he was in the big league.
Yeah. Well, this is a good part of the interview. I get to talk to the guys about how to develop players. Yet I had a chance to work with back then it was Michael Stanton, and then he switched his name to Giancarlo Stanton. So that I managed him in A-ball, in rookie ball, A-ball, and then in the big leagues. And you know, Giancarlo Stanton, I mean, he will strike out 2-3 times per game. I mean, consistently. He had no idea. He didn't understand his swing. He didn't understand their strike zone. He just pure abilities, strength. And then so I saw him developing as a rookie ball player, A ball player, and eventually big league player. But one thing about Giancarlo, it was not about his physical ability or his physical strength. It was his mental toughness. I mean, he was not afraid to fail. And that's one message that I already, every time that I had a chance, keep sending to everybody. This game is difficult. This is a very hard game to play. So you're gonna fail. So you have to be willing to fail. If you don't fail, that means you're doing something wrong. I mean, you're gonna fail. If you don't fail, it's because you're not pushing your abilities to the limit. So when you push your abilities to the limit, you're gonna fail. But just keep plugging in, keep trying, keep working. And that was Giancarlo Stanton. He was not afraid to fail. He would strike out 2 times, 3 times, 4 times per game. And then after the game, he would go to my office. Okay, Edwin, what you got for me? And then we start breaking down his at-bat. I mean, all right, your fair at-bat. Through you, and then we go pitch by pitch. That would be for every game. So he would, I remember, more than 3 times, he struck out 5 times in one game. Oof. And then right after the game, I think he's still doing that, but then again,
but now he's getting paid.
But then again, after the game, he would go to my office and we will break down his swing, pitch by pitch. And that's what it's all about. You guys, the kids and coaches and parents listening, you guys have to understand this is a process. It is a process. And because it's a process, you're going to fail. But it's how you overcome that failing is what is going to get you there. All right. Remember, if you don't fail, you're not going to make it. So don't be afraid to fail. That's one thing. That's one of my first pitch every year. It could be AAA, AA, whatever I go. Hey, guys, one thing. I'm going to break some news for you. You guys are going to fail. All right. So everybody here is going to fail. So I want you guys to fail because you're going to get better then, because it's a process. So that's my message to the youngsters and parents and coaches. You're going to fail, man, but you have to be able to overcome that, because the process is a 5-part situation process. It is you have to goal. You're going to fail, right? You're going to stop and analyze what you did wrong. You're going to make the adjustment, and then you're going to try again. That's the process. And then you fail, but you're going to get a little bit further. You're going to fail again, and then you do all over again. That's what they call the process.
Yeah, very interesting. And that is the tough part. And I think something we look at, and I'm thinking maybe as a scout, and you can speak to this, is how they handle it, how they handle the failure. We're always talking to our kids to see, did they learn from it? Did they next at bat, did they look better? And then also even with the parents, how are the parents dealing with it?
That's a huge part.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Like Edwin says, I mean, we always try to talk to the kids, parents, and the coaches too. Because Don does that a lot. Once you see the failing part, it's what Edwin said. You follow some steps, and what Edwin is saying, guys, make sure you get it as a parent, as a coach, and as the kid. All right, because the coach, as coach, we have to make sure that we have to tell ourselves, Edwin, that every kid is not going to act the same way to failing. There's going to be different ways to fail, different ways for a kid to deal with it. You just have to find out the way to do it, but you have to make sure to get that kid going so he could get better for the next time. Sometimes we decide to, as soon as we get on the car, the parents, we grill the kid, and the kid is pretty much just saying, what? Because the coach is doing something different. Coach is talking the approach of maybe, we're going to work on practice. And practice, I'm going to tell you next Wednesday what we need to work, how do we want to do it. Don't worry about it. But then if you get in the car, the kid gets in the car, and mom and dad are going there, then, you got 2 people pulling for everywhere. And Don, I think that's one of the messages you always try to tell the parents too at their dog, you have to trust the process, and those are the process data. And the main thing, you have to trust the coach.
Yeah, yeah. One thing for the coaches, and I'm sure you guys heard that before, but I'm telling you, with 41 years in professional baseball experience, I'm telling you, man, this game, and you guys all know that, sometimes we forget, this game is very hard to play. So as a coach, you always, not almost always, you always have to keep that in mind. This is a very hard game to play. So when the kid fail, I'm sure that kid, he's trying, and I say kid because you guys are working with kids, but I'm working with, 28, 30-year-old, husband and parents and kids. When those guys fail, I mean, they need your support. I'm talking about 30-year-old parents or players that they fail. The first thing they look is what I'm going to be doing. Me, the manager. I'm managing AAA, man. And he's looking at me like, he's 30 years old. First thing I make an error, I look at you. I see what you're going to be doing. If I go like, oh, they're devastated. I'm talking about 30-year-old man. Yeah. So can you imagine that your kid, 10 years old, 12 years old, 15 years old, and you make an error, and you as a coach, you go like, oh, shit. Man, control. That's the way I feel inside. But you have to control yourself. Yeah, that's great. Let them know that you trust them. And one main thing, that you trust yourself, that you go like, you know what? He don't catch anything, but you know what? That's my challenge to make him better. Yep. And as a parent, like you say, there's an article. I read that. If you Google it, you're going to find it. They say the 60 minutes way back home. Those 60 minutes back home, way back home, they're crucial for the parents and the kids. You as a parent, you have to be positive, man. First thing that the parents ask if they're not in the game, you come in. First, it could be your mom, it could be your father. It could be, hey, you got any hits? The kid struck out 5 times, and he wants to know, she wants to know if I got any hits. We're very innocent. As a parent, we're very innocent. We're just asking because we want to ask. But, we're sending, as a parent, we're sending the wrong message to the kids. We're sending the message that you're worth it if you got hit. If you don't get hit, this doesn't mean much to me. No, man. First question should be, hey, how you feeling? You have any fun? You had a good time? Yep. And then after that, the kid will tell you, yeah, I had a great time, but it could be better. If I would have struck out at least one less time. But, let them speak. But let them know that you care mainly on how they're feeling, if they're having fun, and then you go from there.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And so something else I heard in that same vein was once they get in the car, don't bring up the game. Let them bring it up. Right. In other words, don't start asking those probing questions. If they're excited and want to talk about it, they'll talk about it. So
right.
That's good advice there too.
Yeah, let them start. Some ice cream or something, pizza, whatever, or let them choose what you want to do. But it's something. But we are parents, and we go like, man, how you keep swinging that breaking ball in the dirt, man? He knows that. He don't want to hear that from you. So just try to be more positive. You have to understand as a parent that it's a process. As a coach, it's a process, because it's easy to say as a coach or parent, yeah, kid, this is a process. But I'm the first one throwing everything down if something goes wrong. And the kid go like, I thought you said this is a process,
Yeah, it's kind of like when you tell the umpires, Don, when we go to those tournaments, we tell the kids, hey, the umpire says strike, it's a strike. The umpire says out, it's out. Safe. Don't argue, okay? And then the first play, I'm the first guy out there arguing. I thought you said.
For the coaches, I'm telling you, this worked for me for many, many years. Is something going wrong with the umpire during that inning, between innings, go there. They say, hey, how you saw that pitch? That pitch was outside, was low. From my angle, I think it was safe. You call him out. and then he will appreciate that because showing him up. But between innings, talk to him, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different.
Yeah. Don't you know about that?
That's good advice too.
But no, I mean it's something that sometimes we forget as a coach because you are telling the kids to do something and all of a sudden you forget about it 2 minutes later. Because of course the baseball can get into you, like Edwin said, when you're in the heat of the moment, things happen. But one thing that we need to make sure, Edwin too, and you could add to this, when you're a coach, talking about a coach, you have to make sure that if Edwin is playing shortstop and he makes a good play, makes a throw to a don't miss the ball at first. So you just completely miss it. You can't have Arnold in the mound throwing a glove and yelling and doing all this stuff because then you're pretty much gonna be able to lose two person. You're gonna lose the guy that made the play. Now that he's mad completely because he's seeing you doing something. Oh yeah, if he's mad, if Arnold is mad, it's because he knows you need to get. And then you got Don at first, but that is completely like, please don't throw it to me anymore.
Yeah. That's a good point. As a matter of fact, I worked with the Indian Cleveland for Cleveland Indians for 5 years. I'm working now with San Diego Padres on my 4 years, and both organizations have the same philosophy on developing players. First, you have to develop the person, not the player, the person. And part of being a good person, is being a good teammate. If you become a good teammate, that's the second element. Good person, good teammate, and how you handle situation. Not only in-game situation, but everything else, off the field situation. How you handle that. If the player, I'm talking about professional players, if the players check all those 3 boxes, chances are he's going to become a good player because his abilities are going to take over. But the foundation of those abilities are the good person is because he's a good person, good teammate, and good coper. What they can handle situations.
There you go. It's something that, they're kids. Sometimes, we get 11 or 10, 12-year-old, but I think we need to make sure, as coaching always, even I think my dad would have seen me throw a glove for something. He would have, oh my God, would have been something. But we're in different time, of course. Things change, of course. Everything changed, but that doesn't change. You can't have a kid acting like that because then it messes the whole thing. And it's the same thing I always tell Don, and Don knows about that. You could strike out with bases loaded in the first inning, and I'm just gonna, go ahead, keep it going. And sometimes I got parents who go, well, I don't know, you have to at least say something to my kid. I said no, because he might come in the 6th inning with the bases loaded again, and hopefully he could get his hit. But if I yell at him in the first inning, I think I lost him. It might not happen like that, but I feel like I might lost in the whole game. So he's gonna be like, oh, I can't strike out right now. There's no way because. And then all of a sudden, he doesn't swing the bat. Umpire struck him out with good pitches. And then he started yelling, oh, the umpire was calling all those pitches and all that. And you lose the kid. And that's not the idea we want to do. Edwin, one more thing. And we're talking about a lot about the coaching and all that because Edwin have a lot of experience in that. That's what we're doing. We're doing this part of it. Edwin, you got to manage the WBC team from Puerto Rico. You managed 2013, 2017. 2017, there's a lot of people saying pretty much that's one of the best teams that you could put together because of the talent that was in that team. But I want you to talk a little to our coaches and the parents and all that not just because you have talented kid or a talented baseball team, the coach still needs to do a job. Doesn't have to be just the baseball side of it, but you still need to do a job. These guys, of course, they got talent. They'll play. And odds are that, if everything goes right, you're going to win the game. But if the coach doesn't really do what needs to be done to get these guys going, you're going to have some trouble.
Oh, yes, definitely. That year, 2017, for everybody listening, we have Francisco Lindor, Carlos Correa, Javi Baez, Yadi Molina, Carlos Bertrand. Oh, we were loaded with Eddie Rosario, the outfielder for the Twins. We were loaded with talent, young talent. But then again, they never played together. It was the first time that they would be playing together. So it was a matter of making sure everybody was in the same page, and everybody, like I said, was a good teammate because they were good players. It was a matter of making sure everybody's a good teammate. And so that was my challenge. That was my challenge that 2017. And then again, they're players, they're adults, they're big league players, but still, they want to know how their manager or their coaches feel about them. So it's a matter of making them feel comfortable that we have their back whenever something go wrong, and for sure something would go wrong. So that was the meeting, the first meeting that I had with them, with all superstars. It was about that. It was about looking around, look who the guy right next to you. That's your teammate. That's the one that you're gonna go out there and fight for them, and we're gonna be fighting for this name, Puerto Rico, at that time. But it's a matter of trying to melt and develop that chemistry.
There you go. There you go. I mean, we let Don go. Don have a practice right now, so we're gonna let Don deal with that practice for now. And we're gonna finish here with Edwin. Edwin, what's most important for you, the practice or the game itself? I mean, because you got a team, especially here at Dirt Dog, we start practicing the kids since October. We only had like maybe 5 or 6 months to go outside and play, but the whole year we work with the kids starting in October. We start indoor, of course, but you know how kids get a little boring. They get,
Right.
oh my God, we're doing the same thing. How are we going to do this? And it's up to the coach to be able to get this going. But I would like you to explain a little for you, what's the most important thing, the practice or the game itself?
Oh, definitely the practice. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge for the coaches, and it's a challenge for the players to keep the practice challenging, keep the intensity of the practice. But the coaches, because they have to organize ahead of time, or how and how what we're going to be doing today and next week and next week. Because one of the things that sometimes us as coaches, we want to work on everything, every part of the game in one day. I mean, then again, it's a process. It's a process. All right. Let's concentrate on the offense today. If we're gonna work out twice a week, and then the next day we're gonna work on defense, we're gonna work out once every week. So next week we're gonna work out on defense, and then the next week we're gonna work out on the. Yeah, you might hit pretty much on every workout, but there's gonna be one workout that you're gonna concentrate only on offense. And then the next time it's going to be defense, although you're going to be doing some hitting. But then again, organization, we have to be organized. And communication. I'm pretty sure you guys have a chat or something, or email, where, send the players the schedule of the practice. He said, guys, this is a schedule. We're going to start, 6 o'clock until, 8 or 7:30, whatever. This is going to be the schedule, more or less. This is going to be the schedule, and today we're going to concentrate on defensive plays, on offensive plays, on hitting. Let them know what the workout was going to be all about, so that way they have their mindset coming in instead of wondering, all right, well, what we're going to be doing today. I don't know. So they have an idea what they're going to be doing. And that's as a coach. As a player, remember, man, you're going to get better. I don't care if you're 8 years old, 10 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old. You are going to get better during the workout, during practice. You're not going to get better during the game. I haven't heard. That's me. Maybe you, Arnold, or Alex, or Don. I haven't heard anybody saying, after taking a chemistry test, walking out of the classroom and say, "Oh my goodness, I learned so much on that chemistry test." No, never gonna learn that, because you don't learn anything during the test. It is the same with the game. You're not gonna learn anything during the game. You're gonna apply whatever you work out during the practice, but you're gonna get better during practice. All right. So don't blame the coach. That's another point. Don't blame the coach about how you work, you're working out, or you're doing the same thing and all that. You have to be accountable. You have to be accountable for your own progress. I don't care if you are 8 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old. You have to be accountable for your development. It's up to you to whatever the coach wants you to do. It's up to you to give 100% of effort on whatever you're doing.
That's right point right there, right? Like coaches, we always tell you at their dog, have a plan way before the practice. At least have a plan. If you get indoor or get outside and something else happen, all right, then everybody knows. Hey, we're gonna come up with a plan now, a new one. But if everything goes the right way, like Edwin say, usually happens 95% of the time goes the right way. Hey, everybody knows where to go. You don't have kids just walking around, standing around, have no idea what's going on. What are we gonna be doing? No, the coach already told us we're gonna do lawn toss first. We're gonna do so. Let's start doing this and get ready. And it's gonna help you a lot. And of course, in the game, you could go 3 for 3. Hey, big deal, man. Because trust me, there's an 0-12 waiting for you somewhere. There's an 0-12 for you somewhere, because it's a game, like Edwin said, a game of failing. But coaches, I like that. That Edwin feels the same way. You have to make sure that you have a plan before you start. Make sure that the practice is what's gonna get the kids going, because if you don't do that, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. Edwin, one more thing that I would like you to talk to. Of course, we got kids from 9 years old all the way to 18, so we deal with all these different kids. But we have a problem with catchers. We got catchers right now showing up, even at 11, show up with what coach? Do we need to have one of those bracelets that have all the codes and all this stuff? Because it's happening everywhere. They saw it in NCAA, Division I. I got the hitters with a lot of codes. They don't even look at the coaches anymore. They just look at that wristband and see what's going on. Do you think it's a good idea to just keep letting the kids, especially the catchers, keep letting the catchers call their own little game, call those situations, have an idea what's going on, and then stop them at a certain age? Or just let them go with a little guidance from the coach? Because of course it's a new baseball, and we want to make sure that the kids is developing the right way, so when they go to play in senior year in high school and even in college, they don't go there all lost.
Well, we are paying the consequences of all that in professional baseball, because we're drafting and signing those players that never call a game on their own while they are amateurs, not in high school, not in college. All of a sudden you go to professional baseball and they're looking at you. I go like, "Why are you looking at me? I don't plan." So, no, I don't think it's gonna be a good idea. Yeah, you can plan. You can see. That's what we do in professional baseball. You sit down with them. You go through their lineup. It's all right. This guy, you can start fastball inside, fastball inside, go away, whatever. Have a plan for every hitter, okay? And then you go from there. And then game time, they might look at you for a reminder, but let them call the game. Let them call the game. Just because if you're calling the game from the bench, and all of a sudden the hitter is making adjustment, he's closing a little bit more, he's opening a little bit more, he's a little bit more up in the box, down in the box. You're not seeing that as a manager. Is the catcher seeing all that? So the catcher has to make an adjustment. The catcher say, all right, they want me to do this, but he's making adjustment on that pitch. All right, so I have to make an adjustment of what I'm seeing. The manager is not seeing that. I'm seeing that.
Yeah.
So you have to let the catcher develop the ability to call the game, because that's one of the main problems that we get in professional baseball. They have the ability to catch, they have the ability to block, they have the ability to throw, but they don't have an idea how to call the game.
We could see there, Edwin, that's when you guys went back to Puerto Rico after the 2017, that, of course, Puerto Rico won the silver. It was the second year in a row that Puerto Rico wins the silver in the WBC. Edwin being the manager, and it was something big. At least, like I always tell the kids here in Edwin in Dirt Dog. I mean, in Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Latin America, we could say completely. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. I think United States got to get that chance this year. Last year when they played 2017, it was too bad that they beat us, of course. But I think United States that year was like, you know what? We got tired of watching Japan, watching Dominican Republic. Oh, these guys enjoy something. Let's go ahead and put an effort into it. And they actually put a good team. They actually put a good thing. And they forgot about doing you know how Edwin, they used to, the first few years, they were bringing superstars. Then after that, we're like, no, 2017, we're going to bring a team that we need. We don't need superstars all over. We need to make sure we have guys that could play off the bench, do all that. It took them a little while, but I think now even the fans in United States are feeling the same way what we feel with that name on our chest because, you know, they got to see United States to win it. So it was good that they won. They got that chance. So I want you guys to know this is the Puerto Rico Baseball High School Academy. Edwin, tell us a little bit about what you guys do there, because this is when Dirt Dog was there, but you guys are actually doing something that it took a little while in Puerto Rico to have.
Yes, the Puerto Rico Baseball Academy it started. It was founded in year 2000. So that's almost 20 years ago. So we would. It is a regular high school from 9th grade to high school, to a senior high school, and we work out in the morning, one group. We're on the field, and then in the afternoon we take classes, or the second group will take classes in the morning and then work out in the afternoon. But I mean, we're not only trying to develop ball players. We're trying to develop human beings, good persons, good teammates, and that's the message that we always try to do. And then again, you know, we have very good players coming out of that. We had Carlos Correa, #1 pick. We had Christian Vasquez, your guy, coming from there. We have many players, many high school players coming out of that.
All right, to finish with this part, I know that Major League had to come up with a draft their own way. They did it with 5 rounds and all this stuff. But we understand, and you've been saying it. We everywhere that you go, you've been saying it too. About it's still going to be changed for next year. It's going to change for the year after that. Probably for the next 3 years, we could say we're not going to have a regular draft. We're not going to have that many rounds. So we got a lot of kids and a lot of parents that have to make a decision. I know Puerto Rico is not like United States that the kids, you know, they have here colleges and all that, but they still have the same idea of the Puerto Rico one. They want to sign. They want to be a professional, and they want to have that chance to do it. And they're thinking, what do I do? I mean, should I take the what they give me now, this chance that open up, but it's not a great chance, but should I go to college? I mean, what will Edwin Rodriguez will tell not just his son, just the kids that you see getting this momentum, and you have to make a choice, either go to college or sign out of high school.
Yeah, it is a very tough decision. It is a decision that it might change your whole life. I mean, I don't want to scare you, but it is what it is. I mean, it might change the whole life, because if you sign Pro Bowl, it will change. I mean, it will be, a turnaround 180. It's a complete different ball game, professional baseball. And then if you say no and you want to go to college, if you go to junior college, you have options. If you go into a 4-year school, you have to wait 3 years. So then again, it's hard for me to say, and I'm not in no position to say you should sign or you should go to college, because every one of you are different. Every one of you should know as a player, or you should know as a parent, what is best for your kid or what is best for you as a player. I'm going to be able to manage classes, school and baseball, or I won't be able to handle that. So you're the only one that will be able to answer that. So it's hard for me to tell you guys, no, go to college or, sign professional baseball. you have to know yourself, and that's the number one thing. You have to be honest with yourself, and you have to be honest with your kid. I mean, you have to make a decision based on that. Professional baseball is very, very, very hard. But I mean, very hard. I mean, it's a tough competition. Remember, professional baseball is not a Red Cross or it's not UNICEF. All right, they're there to make money. You know, it's a business. So as soon that they sign you, it could be from high school, it could be from college. As soon that they sign you, the clock start ticking. All right,
Yeah.
all right. You sign a professional, start ticking. They're gonna give you 3, maybe 4 years to develop as a player. And that doesn't matter if you're a high school or a college. They're gonna give you 3 or 4 years and see if you really have what it takes to be a major league player. So taking that in consideration, making your decision. If you're not ready coming out of high school to go into professional baseball, not only physically ready, but mentally ready, so you should wait a little bit longer. So make sure that you sign at a junior college, junior in college, and then you got to be more mature to sign. But it is,
Okay.
I mean, it is a very individual decision. So
There you go, guys. Make sure. I mean, it's your decision. Edwin, assure you that too. It's your decision. You're the one that is gonna, change your life with that decision. And Edwin is saying 3 or 4 years, you're gonna have a shot in the professional level. But the way they do things sometimes, Edwin, if you don't get a good offer, then if you decide to take it, when you go down there, maybe in 2 years, they're like, oh, it's okay.
yeah,
Because remember, for us, maybe $50,000 is a lot, but not from an organization standpoint. $50,000 per probably just the same thing they pay for a bag of dirt when they put it when it's raining. So just want you guys to know that it's a lot easier to move. Edwin, this is a little photo art that one of our friends, Daniel Soto from DT Sports New, made for you. We're gonna send it to you so you
wow.
have it for being here with us. So
I was
Daniel
about
Soto,
to ask you, you say, why I don't have that? That's really nice, man. Thank you. Daniel,
there you
thank you,
go.
man.
So Daniel Soto have it for you, and we appreciate you being here. We appreciate all the things that you have done to us. Every time we go to Puerto Rico, we always find a way to get with you guys or wherever you at, because I mean we know that your experience matters. You have a lot of things that you could tell kids, and your voice comes out of. You used to be a ball player, you used to be a scout, and then you used to you do the managing. So you got a lot of things covered in baseball. So we appreciate you having been here with us. Anything else you want to finish for the kids, for the parents, for the coaches? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, fair. Thank you for the chance to talking to your kids and that and coaches. Like I say, first you have to respect yourself. Respect yourself. Respect the game. Respect everybody around you. Second, be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. And third, you have to be accountable. Don't look around for excuses. Be accountable, not only in baseball, but in life. Be responsible. Be accountable to whatever is happening to you. Because whatever is happening to you, either it because of you, make it happen, or you have the chance to react to whatever is happening to you. So be honest, respect yourself, and be accountable.
Well, there you go, guys and girls and boys and mom and dad, everybody. You get this from Edwin, and we'll keep an eye on Edwin. Everything he does, we're gonna always post it on our website so everybody know where's Edwin at. I mean, we know right now, minor leagues probably gonna get canceled because that's what they're talking about and all
For
that.
sure,
But
yeah.
baseball is gonna still be around, so keep an eye on the San Diego Padres. Anything could happen there, and we could see, Edwin may be doing something in the last few weeks of the season.
Who knows?
So, but we'll let you guys know. So thank you, Edwin. Alex, take it away, my man.